Welcome to Office Hours, hosted by myself, Steve Drost, and Will Kaplan, as always. Of course, both of us are from the Quivr CRM team, where our mission is simple. How can we help you run your business at peak efficiency? Now, each episode of Office Hours, we tackle a couple of cool items that came directly from our users who are just trying to make their life just a little bit easier. Now, Will, I actually had a pretty cool thing, which I did while you were in a breakout room, and I have to share that I am better at breakout rooms than you are.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah,
It took me a minute to figure out how to get the
sure
breakout
did.
room going, but I got there eventually.
Not as easy as it looks, is it? If we didn't have Ashley helping us with stuff like that, she just moved, so she's not at office hours helping us with this stuff. We are like two fish out of water. But regardless, you were in a breakout room. I was talking to actually, it was kind of cool. The person I was speaking with is a fractional operations manager, and she supports two different firms on Quivr. And so it's really cool talking to her because she has a very unique perspective of how Quivr works, because she comes to office hours every week, and then she sees two, I would say, killer advisors working on stuff. Yeah, these advisors are awesome. But it was kind of cool.
What a great idea, too, to sort of leverage that. I'm in my growth phase. I'm kind of getting things going. I need a little bit of help. We're both using Quivr, so let's like share an admin, because while our Quivr installs might be a little different, we might be using Quivr slightly differently, there's still some commonality there. And so that, that fractional employee isn't totally lost. Like they've got a little bit of like, oh, and by the way, this is how Steve does it. Well, you might want to take a look at this. Like there's some good, I think there's some positive from that as well.
Oh, it's sweet. Now, there's been a lot of people that have asked if they can hire my mom. I'm still not willing to share. I'm selfish. It is what it is. Hang out with my 3-year-old a lot, so I'm working on sharing with him. But no, it's pretty cool. And I also like her because her kid has made an appearance on. I don't know if you knew that, but her kid has made an appearance on Office Hours, which is kind of cool. Just kind of humanizes the whole process. But no, what she wanted to do was pretty cool. So the first part is, I would say, fairly complex. The second part, though, I think is an example of how, if there's something you want to do, coming to office hours and saying, hey, I want to do this. Can I do that? Is a legitimate question to ask, because I mean, me and you are kind of like the engineer friends where you say, oh no, that's impossible. You can't do that. And then you get a text from them at 2 a.m. of it getting done. I don't know if you have any engineer. Yeah, I don't know if you have any engineer friends that you've used that trick on, but I've done it a few times with one of my buddies. But no, so the first thing that they were doing was they use Calendly. So when a meeting in Calendly is scheduled, that event will automatically hit inside of Quivr. A lot of our users have asked, can that Calendly event then automatically create a meeting module? The answer is yes. Now, I always say, but it's a little more challenging or complex than meets the eye, because how do you handle reschedules? How do you handle this? How do you handle that? Like it can change. So I made a decision in my firm that we manually create the meeting module. Also, because I want the meeting module open, even if there isn't a calendar event, right? If I know I'm going to meet with these people at some point in the next 6 to 12 months, I want that open, right? I schedule like the dentist, but I'm not batting 1,000 because nobody does. So what they did do, though, is they figured out a way in their firm that they would prefer to have that calendar event automatically create the meeting module. Okay. Now, if you're doing that or not doing that, I don't think it's going to take away from the second phase of this, but they have that work. The next thing they wanted to do was, when that meeting gets scheduled, I want to automatically kick off a workflow. So I'm a little embarrassed here. This operations person, she's great. She sent an email or sent a ticket. I don't remember how it got on my desk. And I read it. And I'm a little embarrassed because I said, I don't think you can do it the way you're thinking. Use Zapier. You guys are already using that. I think that'll be your best route. And she didn't respond. But what did she do? She came to office hours and she goes, hey, Steve, I think you're wrong. And I laughed and I'm like, yeah, I'm wrong a lot, right? And it's, I guess,
First time for everything.
Yeah, no, I'm married. I've been wrong many times. But I'm like, what do you mean? You think I'm wrong? And when you tell me you're wrong, now I got two things. I want to solve your problem, but I also want to be right. So I've kind of got like this conflicting interest here. But she goes, I think what you said to a different user a month ago, which was wild, because that right there shows you there's value coming to office hours, even if you don't have questions. She said, a month ago, you helped a user with something, and I think this is similar. She said you created a custom field that was a date field, and you used that in Archr to automatically kick off a workflow. And my mind was like, I wanted to text those two advisors and say, one of you need to hire her full time immediately because you just don't want to share her anymore. She's great. But she was right. So she came to office hours and said, I think you can do this. Do you agree? And what do you think we did, Will?
I mean, I'm hopefully jumped right in. And I mean, that's the spirit of office hours, right?
It took 5 minutes. They took 7 minutes because I created the wrong field type at first. I was wrong twice that day, at least twice that day. But we created a custom field. That custom field feeds into Archr. What does Archr do? Archr is your ability to automatically kick off workflows. So what Archr does is every night at 2 a.m., these processes are looking for specific criteria that you set. In 7 minutes, we created a criteria that said if that custom field is equal to yesterday, because if Quivr is running this at 2 a.m., yesterday is the day it was scheduled. If that got into the system yesterday, then kick off this workflow. She had a few pieces of information that she needed, right? The meeting type, she had to build the workflow, that kind of stuff. But I'm convinced that she was able to get that running in probably a half hour after she talked to one of the advisors she was supporting and got that information. So the end result, client schedules meeting hits Quivr via Calendly, meeting module automatically created, workflow automatically kicked out. And of course, what do I expect this person to do? She's now going to get this little high from every time she can do that. Think about it. Life insurance policy is added. Kick off the life insurance policy review to the advisor. If she adds that life insurance policy, the advisor is just going to automatically get a workflow that tells him to go review it. Disability insurance policy, we get the estate plan. This is just, I know she's going to do this. She's going to run that with everything. So as she's doing data entry or as she's doing review stuff,
it just flows like people, here's data, go do work.
So gone are the days of this person sending an email, hey, I updated the Halpert's estate plan. You can go review it. That advisor is just going to log in and see, time to review the Halpert estate plan.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
That's
anything to add on that, Will?
No, I think there's a couple takeaways there. Obviously, one, we're not always right. We try to stay humble.
We're going to have Ashley edit that part out.
Yeah, we'll take that out of this episode. Two, value of office hours. The solution came out of office hours. It got reintroduced in another office hours. Show up. It's so valuable.
I agree. And because I do also think there's value in her coming to office hours many times. She knows that at office hours, I hope we don't come off as intimidating. We are very casual. We're making jokes. Like we're all there. Just nobody likes having to get support. So we try to make it light. We try to make it easy, very approachable. We wear hoodies and t-shirts. Like we're trying to be very approachable there. And I also think that because she has been to a handful of these where she knows we're approachable, she knows how we communicate. So I would hope that she felt very comfortable challenging us, right? Because if you don't know somebody, if we're in suits and ties and we're just hard to approach, she might not have felt comfortable challenging us, but she did. So just showing up, you never know where the value is going to come from that. But that's a wrap. Good stuff as always. If you're a Quivr user, remember, come to office hours, even if you're on mute with your camera off as you eat a sandwich. It does not matter. 12:30 Central to 2:30 Central every Wednesday. Come hang out with us where we can help you with similar items. And if you're not a Quivr user, that's okay. Everybody makes mistakes. Nobody is perfect. But remember, it's not too late. Go schedule a demo. Come hang out with me. Come hang out with Will, and let's see Quivr in action for yourself.